All right, now King Charles' second Christmas message will be broadcast tomorrow against a backdrop of war in Gaza and a bitter split in his own family. It's now 15 months after the loss of Queen Elizabeth, which was felt through last year's traditional broadcast.
To rest with my dear father. Christmas is a particularly poignant time for all of us who have lost loved ones.
Well, this year the coronation set the tone as the monarch forged his role alongside Queen Camilla and the future King Prince William, all in the absence of Prince Harry after his documentary and multiple book bombshells. For an expert take on an annual Christmas message to come, we're joined by royal commentator Vicky Arberton. Morning to you, Vicky, and Merry Christmas. What are the main elements that you're expecting in this year's all-important broadcast?
Well, good morning to you and Merry Christmas to you too. The King is an incredibly gifted writer and speaker. We do know that he's written the Christmas message himself, and interestingly, it's the only message delivered by the sovereign that doesn't have to be pre-approved by government ministers. Now, I do expect him to recall the coronation and give thanks to the public for their continued support. Like his late mother, he will likely reflect on global events, their impact and the hardships faced by so many. He'll thank emergency services, the armed forces, volunteers, people working in their local communities. And though the theme of the message has yet to be revealed, there will be an underlying Christian element to it. Although, as the King has previously done, he is undoubtedly going to call for unity, inclusivity and celebrate people of all faiths. So more than anything, it'll be personal.
Yeah, Vicky, last year King Charles spoke about solidarity between different faiths, as you mentioned. It must be an extra challenge for him this year with that conflict in Ukraine and Gaza, a bit of conflict around the world.
Yes, it's going to be a tremendous challenge, but given the King has spent his entire adult life really seeking to promote religious unity, religious tolerance, he is more than capable of rising to this challenge. The UK is home to Israelis and Palestinians, so he is going to have to tread carefully, but he has been a friend to both communities. So while any message, if indeed he does address the conflict, which I suspect he will, it'll be devoid of anything political in nature, I do think that he will call for peace and really promote this idea that people of interfaith communities can live side by side in harmony.
Can his own family live side by side, though, Vicky? Because you'll remember when he didn't mention Harry in last year's message. It's now a year on from the bombshell book, that Netflix documentary series, but then we've had the other book as well. Do you think he and Megs will get a mention this year?
Honestly, given the nature of the speech, it's not designed to really reflect on the royal family themselves. It's designed to give thanks to everyday citizens and to promote a message of hope for the future. So there really is no reason why Harry and Meghan would be mentioned. Now, of course, a lot of people will see a non-mention as a slight. But yes, last year, William and Kate were mentioned, but only in reference to their visit to Wales. Blink and you would have missed it. They were newly named the Prince and Princess of Wales last year, so it was appropriate that that message was thrown in there. So I don't expect Harry and Meghan to be mentioned, but in the event they're not, there really is no harm, no foul, there's no drama. It's simply that the message is about speaking to everyday citizens and not about reflecting on the royal family itself.
OK, so with or without Harry, the royal family is very set in its ways at Christmas time. Which family members will we expect to see at this year's church service?
Well, Buckingham Palace has announced that members of the royal family will join the King and Queen at church on Christmas morning. They never reveal who exactly is going to be there because, of course, there's always room for change. But I think we can expect a strong turnout. The younger generations have been much better about incorporating their in-laws, so there may be a couple of notable absences from some members of the family who've chosen to be with the in-laws this year. But the royal family has very few instances during the year where they're able to all gather together under one roof, free of public duty and public obligation. So they do try and make every effort to be there all together. So I'm expecting a strong turnout, and as always, the kids will be probably the most fun to watch on that walk to church.
It's always a highlight to see those pictures, isn't it? And Vicky, it is not got to notice that in a freezing cold New York, you've managed to find a summer top to match us here in Australia. So have a very Merry Christmas. We love crossing to you all year, and it's been a joy this morning as well.
Oh, thank you so much, and a very Merry Christmas to you. It's a pleasure as always, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Great. Merry Christmas. All right, we're off to the movies now.